In the Reiner report, listen to this, more than 70% of the state homeless population lives in big cities, and a coalition of mayors say they need more permanent funding to tackle the crisis.
Our political reporter Morgan Reiner talked with San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria, who leads the coalition. Morgan, tell us exactly what are they looking for?
Chris and Laura, since 2018, the state has been giving cities money through direct grants to address the homeless crisis. Now, the governor did include $1 billion in his most recent budget to go to the cities through those same grants. But Mayor Gloria said they want to double that and guarantee they see it every year.
San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria says cities across the state are making progress placing people experiencing homelessness into shelter and housing.
However, we acknowledge that it's hard for many Californians to see these results, and that's because we're simply not keeping pace with the number of people who are becoming newly homeless.
A cycle he says more funding will help solve. $2 billion a year, each year, directly to cities, and $1.5 billion in additional funding for Project HomeKey, which helps turn unused motels into housing.
This HomeKey funding allows us to actually bring thousands of people inside, into safer settings on their way to permanent housing. We've used it, and we've used it successfully. But the question is, every year, are we going to lose it?
But the fact that California had a budget surplus last year and is facing a deficit this year shows just how quickly the state's financial well-being can change. What's wrong with getting it on a yearly basis?
The individuals we're seeking to serve will not have their problem solved overnight. They will need months, if not years, worth of assistance, and we have to be able to actually budget for that.
Governor Gavin Newsom overall allocated a record $15.3 billion to help solve the crisis. If the governor and state lawmakers don't grant their additional wish,
if that's not possible, there are other things the state can do to help us. Number one is there's $360 million in bonus homeless assistance funding that is currently sitting on the sidelines that has already been appropriated that could be released today to help cities like mine house more people. We're asking the state to release that money. That is no additional cost to the state. That is money they've already allocated.
Now, this is not the first press conference I've gone to where the big city mayors are asking for this. It's been an ongoing ask. The legislature and the governor, they already proposed how they want their budgets to look, knowing this was their ask. And they didn't include it the way that the big cities wanted it to be. So we'll see realistically if anything changes in the next few weeks before lawmakers and the governor have to come to a final agreement on their budget together.
But Morgan, it's worth pointing out that any money would come with some strings attached, right?
Yes. So the governor recently mentioned that the money he has already allocated to the big cities does come with strings attached. They have to show that they have good action plans. And I asked Mayor Steinberg about that. He said that he fully agrees. In fact, he would take it one step further. He would like to make it law that cities have to show their progress.
Oh, some accountability there. All right, Morgan, thank you.